Okay, Algebra 1, Chapter 7, word problems. Okay? So, you're going to have the worksheet in front of you. I don't have it where I can put it in front of you. Okay, number 1. Jess solved a system of equations and her result was -8 equals -8. All of her work is correct. Describe the graph of the system. So we know if -8 equals -8 must mean infinitely many solutions, right? So if it's infinitely many solutions, it must be the same line or same equation. Okay, so there's not a lot of math you have to do on that. You can just look at it and read the problem. Problem number 2 says this. Robert solved a system of equations and his result was 5 is equal to -2. Describe the results. Well, there's no solution. Okay, there's no solution. So, if it's independent, all right, there's one solution. If it's consistent, there's either one or more solutions. So it's no solution, it's inconsistent. Therefore, it must be lines obviously never intersect. So it's inconsistent. Word problem number 3. A group of friends purchased movie tickets, 8 friends, as a matter of fact, for $52.75. The tickets at the movie theater are $7.25 for an adult and $5.50 for students. So we know right now, between the adults and the students, we had 8 people. The adult tickets were $7.25 each, and the student tickets were $5.50 each, and they sold a total for $52.75. So for this equation, we have 2 equations. I think it would be easiest to substitute for y. So let's set up that first equation. A plus s equals 8. So subtract a on each side, so s equals 8 minus a. So let's plug that in. 7.25a plus 5.50 times, instead of putting s in there, we're going to put 8 minus a. And again, we got that from there, so we're subbing in for there to get that right. Equals 52.75. So rewrite it, 7.25a plus 550 times 8, we're going to just distribute, would be $44, minus 5.50a, still equals 52.50. We're going to sum like terms. So that's going to simplify to 1.75a plus 44 equals 52.75. Subtract 44 from each side, so we're going to get 1.75a equals 8.75. Divide each side by 1.75, and you're going to get a is equal to, and we'll just get our handy dandy calculator out there if you want, and put 8.75 divided by 1.75 equals 5. So a, just to double check our math, equals 5. So if I have 5 adults, I must have 3 students to solve the top equation right here. Okay, moving on. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. Angle X and Y are complementary. So, angle X and angle Y have a sum of 90. That's given. angle X is 35 degrees more than angle Y. Find the measures of angle X and Y. Well, it's an easy process of just substitution. So we can rewrite this equation as 35 plus Y, that's their X value, plus Y equals 90. So 35 plus 2Y equals 90. Subtract 35 from each side, so 2Y equals 55. Divide each side by 2, so Y is going to equal 27.5. Okay, if X plus Y equals 90, or X equals 35 plus Y, so X equals 35 plus Y, so 27.5 plus 35 is 62.5. So angle Y is 27.5 and angle X is 62.5. Okay, number 5. The sum of two numbers is 48. So a number plus another number is 48. Their difference is 24. Their difference is 24. So find the number. All right, easy substitution. Okay, we just add by elimination, so we're going to get 2n equals 72. So our number is divided by 2, so 72 divided by 2 is 36, so an n is 36. So we get right here, plug in the next equation, n plus a equals 48. So 36 plus a equals 48. Subtract 36 on each side, so a equals 12. So a equals 12. Okay, number 6. Find two numbers whose sum is 51 and their difference is 13. So two numbers, n plus a equals 51, their sum is 51, and their difference is 13. So it's the exact same type of equation. We can do elimination, eliminate the a, so we're going to get 2n equals 64. Divide each side by 2, so n is going to be 32. Okay, so now we can just use the first equation. Let's rewrite it. Okay, let's move it over here a little bit. N plus a equals 51. 32 plus a equals 51. Subtract 32 to each side. So a is going to be 19. So there's your solution set. A equals 19 and n equals 32. And again, I picked n for the number and a for the other number. So you can use any variable you want. That's not that important. Okay, number 7. 3 times one number, so 3 times one number added to another number is 18. Twice the first number minus the other number is 12. What are the two numbers? Okay, so as I like to write the equation down as I'm reading it so I can kind of put it together. So we can use elimination. The a's will cancel, so it'll be 5n, 3n plus 2n, the a's cancel, equals 30. Divide each side by 5, so n is equal to 6. And then I'm going to use the first equation. Okay, I'm going to use the first equation. 3n plus a equals 18. So plug in our n value. So 3 times 6 plus a equals 18. So it's going to be 18 plus a equals 18. Subtract 18. So a equals 0. Okay, so a is 0. Okay, next problem. Number 8. One number added to twice another number, so one number added to twice another number is 23. 4 times the first number added to twice the second number is 38. What are the two numbers? Okay, well, we have the coefficients of the a's are the exact same. Only thing we have to do is we gotta change the signs on. We gotta subtract them, so we're gonna change the signs. So we're gonna change the signs on the top one, so we can stay with positive numbers. So negative n plus 4n is 3n. Negative 2a plus 2a is 0. Negative 23 plus 38 is 15. So 3n equals 15. Divide each side by 3, and we get n is equal to 5. So once we get n equal to 5, all we have to do is solve for our equation. So we had n plus 2a, this is our first equation, equals 23. So n was 5, so 5 plus 2a equals 23. We're going to subtract 5 to each side, so we're going to get 2a equals 18. So we've got to get a by itself, divide each side by 2, so a equals 9. So our solution is n equals 5 and a equals 9. Okay, number 9. 7 times a number, plus 3 times another number equals negative 1. The sum of the two numbers is equal to negative 3. Okay, you can do this a few different ways. You could use substitution. You could just solve for n or a and plug in. You could use elimination. Okay, I'm going to use elimination just because we're kind of in that mode. Okay, but again, you could do it either way. So I'm going to write the first equation again. 7n plus 3a equals negative 1. I'm going to multiply the second equation by negative 3 across the board. So negative 3 times n is negative 3n. Negative 3 times a is negative 3a. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So I'm going to add these equations together now. So I'm going to get 4n, 7n minus 3n. The a's cancel, equal negative 1 plus 9 is 8. So 4n equals 8. So divide each side by 4. So n is going to equal to 2. Easy enough. So now I'm going to use the second equation because it looks like the easiest. And I'm going to plug in my n value. So 2 plus a equals negative 3. I'm going to subtract 2 on each side. So a equals negative 5. So my two numbers, and I'll write this in black, n is equal to 2 and a is equal to negative 5. My two numbers were 2 and negative 5. And you can go back and you can double check. Okay, last question, number 10. Alex is 3 years less than twice the age of his cousin Jordan. If their ages total 48, how old are they? So let's read this again. Alex is 3 years less than twice the age of his cousin Jordan. Okay, and their ages combined are 48. Well, we have this equation. The first equation is already in a equals. So we're just going to substitute the first equation for the second equation. So we're going to rewrite it. Negative 3 plus 2j, that's the a value, plus j equals 48. So we're going to sum like terms. So we're going to get negative 3 plus 3j equals 48. Add 3 to each side. So 3j equals 51. Divide each side by 3. J equals 2. Oop, I lied. J equals 17. So if Jordan is 17, okay, if Jordan is 17, so let me just plug it in. A equals negative 3 plus 2 times j. So A equals negative 3 plus 2 times 17. So A equals negative 3 plus 34. So A must be 31. All right, so Alex is 31 and Jordan is 17. And that's your word problems.